Hi, I'm Trish Baresi. I'm going to walk you through how the lesson resources are structured and how you might adjust and use them. All of the lesson resources are sequenced based on the curriculum planning resources. Check out another video in this series to hear more about the curriculum planning resources. There are 5 types of lesson resources: lesson slides, reteach, student booklets, assessments, and daily review. We will walk through each of these resource types in this video. These resources are based on evidence-informed best practice for student learning. This includes evidence on explicit instruction, mastery learning, formative assessment, cognitive load, and phaded guidance. Each lesson is written to be about 60 minutes in length. The lessons are of a substantial length so that teachers can see what the entire sequence of development for a particular concept or skill or set of knowledge might look like in a classroom. Lessons build over time with plenty of opportunities for teachers to check for understanding, for students to retrieve the information and skills that they have learnt, and also have time for that independent practice that is so important for learning. The lesson resources that we are going to discuss in this video are meant to provide teachers with all of the resources they need for a comprehensive lesson, rather than just 1 or 2 activities that have to be plugged in around other teaching efforts. These resources do not replace the work teachers are already doing to plan excellent lessons. Having a quality resource, however, does help take some of the mental load off and frees up cognitive resources for effective teaching. All of the resources are really flexible. When you are planning units of work, you can decide which of these resources to include. This video will give you some ideas about how you might adapt the resources to meet your students' needs. There are many ways the new resources can be used, and it is really up to you to make those important pedagogical decisions when considering your own students. We have 5 types of lesson resources to discuss in this video. Let's start with lesson slides. The slides show teaching sequences broken into achievable steps and include curriculum-aligned vocabulary with definitions and examples. The slides also provide examples of questions and tasks suitable for the specific learning intentions. Before using lesson slides, it is important to read through the unit plan documents that contain the lesson details. This will give you more information into the structure of the lesson and include additional teacher guidance notes. Lesson slides follow the principles of the gradual release of responsibility model within explicit instruction, what we refer to as the process of I do, we do, you do. In the I do phase, the teacher takes the lead and provides explicit instruction. These slides are marked with the I icon. The teacher demonstrates skills, strategies, or concepts while breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps to reduce cognitive load. In the we do phase, the teacher begins to release responsibility and guides student practice. These slides are marked with the icon W. This is done through targeted questioning, worked examples, prompts, cues, and scaffolds that are used to support student learning. During the you do phase, the slides gradually withdraw scaffolds and supports, allowing students to practice independently. These slides are marked with the icon Y. This phase promotes independence, confidence, and fluency. Students demonstrate their understanding by applying what they've learned on their own. You will also notice checks for understanding throughout the slides. These slides are marked with the icon CFU. Checks for understanding are a way for teachers to continuously monitor student progress and adjust instruction as needed. Formative assessments such as mini whiteboard responses, questioning, and circulating the room may be used in check for understanding slides. You may notice engagement icons on the different slides. The engagement icons are a suggested prompt for the teacher user when delivering a class. These resources are fully flexible and are provided so that you have a comprehensive set of resources for teaching. Another available teaching resource is the student booklet. Student booklets are a way to provide opportunities for students to demonstrate their thinking and workings. The booklets will follow a sequence of learning activities that are aligned to the lesson. They will contain materials that scaffold student answers in the form of worked examples and problem pairs, longer response spaces for students to demonstrate thinking and working, including prompts, extending prompts, and open-ended and rich tasks. Yes, I hear you. Some of you may prefer not to hand out these resources as part of your teaching, and that's fine. Think of these as model questions to build your students' independent practice around. They include independent practice questions and problems to apply lesson content. Like all other materials, the activities in the student practice booklets are adaptable and editable for teachers. The next lesson resource is Reteach. Reteach resources are mini lessons designed to review key concepts from previous lessons. They cover key concepts from the lesson and they can be used for the whole class if further instruction is required, or in small groups of students. Reteach can be used if daily review identifies a concept or a skill that students need further instruction on. All Reteach slides are fully adaptable. The next teaching resource that we are going to look at is called Daily Review. Daily Review is an adaptable slide deck which provides students the opportunity to practice skills they have previously learnt. The goal is to help students develop fluency. Daily Review represents about 10 to 15 minutes of whole class instruction. It is sequenced over time to allow maximum effect on retrieval. In the resources, you will find a daily review schedule, a master deck, individual lesson decks, and Reteach materials. All of the daily review materials are completely customisable. You can adapt them to what works best for your classroom. If you want to learn more about Daily Review, check out the Daily Review video in this series to learn more. Let's look at the last teaching resource, Sample Assessments. These sample assessments are designed to evaluate Year 7 and 8 students' proficiency and mastery in various mathematical domains. The idea is that these assessments are samples of how teachers can design and structure their own assessments in these styles for other units. We have designed the sample assessments to cover a variety of assessment styles, traditional tests which include multiple choice and short answer questions, investigation tasks, and strategic problem-solving tasks. The sample maths assessments for Year 7 and 8 students consist of 3 diverse evaluations per term across both years. These span all mathematical strands from number and algebra through to measurement and space to statistics and probability. Each assessment is designed to gauge students' depth of understanding, application of concepts, and strategic thinking in alignment with the mathematical proficiencies of the Australian and Victorian curriculums and the working mathematically processes of the New South Wales syllabus. Now we've discussed all the types of lesson resources available. We've been really fortunate to have some wonderful teacher creators from different dioceses around Australia join us to design these resources. We worked with a team of experienced and enthusiastic teachers. We want to emphasise that the resources are flexible and adaptable. As I like to put it, we give you the tools, but you're in the school. You might, in a classroom environment, just choose to use some of the lesson activities or some of the lesson slides or some of the daily review. The lessons can be used in a sequence, or perhaps you might use standalone lessons. We hope you enjoy using the lesson resources in your teaching. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.